All right, welcome everybody. This is Bruce at Bookmap, along with David and Dan and other coaches here. We'll invite up to the stage in just a second. But if we've been away for a while, Happy New Year, everybody! If we've been away for a while, Happy New Year, everybody! It's yeah, we have lost. Well, I was away last week, and then another week was the Christmas holiday, so we weren't going to have the Academy meeting on that, or was it New Year's? I can't remember. But anyway, welcome everybody, and we're back in 2026. So let's jump in and go through a few items in here, and also describe for those that are new in here what the Bookmap Academy is. Just very quickly, if you go to bookmap.com and you click on the More button up here, and then under Community, you'll see the Bookmap Academy, and you'll also see a new link here for Bruce's pilot program, which I'll explain in a little bit. Both are Bookmap Academy, basically. Bruce's pilot program is a subset of the Academy, and it is focused on building an edge. Okay, the Academy is for anyone trading order flow and Bookmap, so that any kind of trading style, be it a scalper, swing trader, whatever it is, you're creating content and putting in the way that you trade into the Bookmap Academy. So if we click on the link there, this is what it takes you to, this landing page here, which you can apply here. It's free, open to all. You will need to have Bookmap basically to make content. Now that said, once you apply, you come in as a Bookmap Academy applicant, and you start creating content, and you get a spreadsheet. You start to log that content in your spreadsheet, and then we take a look at it. We cover it in these meetings, and you share it in the community, and then if it reaches a level, quantitative and qualitative level, you can get invited to the Bookmap Junior Academy and then the Bookmap Academy, and you can get Bookmap for free over here, as well as stops and icebergs or other add-ons. So for all of your hard work, we are able to give some reciprocity here, so that you can get Bookmap for free. You can become a coach as well as you progress through the program, and you can get data for free as well, and work your way up to a Bookmap Academy streamer. Okay, so like Tom and Doug are both from the Bookmap Academy originally. So anyway, that's the process if you're interested in it. Let's just go over the pilot program quickly, because that's next here. And this was, like I said, it evolved out of working with all these traders and seeing that most didn't have a trading edge or a process for creating an edge. And this is the number one thing that you need. And they didn't know how to do it. So they would, a lot of traders that I'd come across would understand a setup really well, but they wouldn't understand if it had an edge or not. So the program here is designed precisely so that you will build a trading edge, and you're going to build it for yourself through the process in here. It's a very effective approach, one of the best I've seen. So you can read through this and you can apply for this as well. Again, you will need to have Bookmap Global or Global Plus, but it's all included with the subscription. All right, so that's that. What more do I need to go through here? General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. I'll go through our process here in just a second, and then I want to let you guys know about this upcoming event next Wednesday, the 21st, 1 p.m. East Coast time. It's on our Bookmap Discord server. It is Scott and I. We will be talking about how institutions move money, an order flow breakdown here. It's with Tradier, the broker Tradier. They are sponsoring the event. So together with them, we are hosting it, and Scott's going to go through, many of the things that he's seen from the institutional side and the games played in the order flow. Right, so if you're interested in that, you can use your QR code here. It's also on our Discord. You'll see it in there in the upcoming events. And here, I'll just quickly go there so you guys can see it. Okay. All right, so it's over here under our Bookmap server, and then under this upcoming events here, right? And you can register right in here, right? So that's where it's going to be. Okay, let's see, went through the disclosures. And then our process in here for the Bookmap Academy is, well, journaling and building out your playbook. The 4 things we're looking for: what's moving the market, the impetus. And then we're looking at our key levels on our higher time frames, building scenarios and strategies around those key levels. And then finally, we get down to our setup, which we all know extremely well. You're going to look for it. You're going to grade it. You're going to determine your risk and money sizing. And then you're going to look for order flow for execution and management. All right. So this is the process in here that we use for the Academy. All right. Let's jump in and let's go over David's, since we got David here. And let's see, who did you have, David? You had
Duesman and Trader HE. Okay. I can't see them at the moment.
All right.
So maybe if you've got one that is in there.
Okay.
But good morning and evening and welcome, traders, and Happy New Year, or belated Happy New Year. I don't know when you can still say that, Bruce. I'm not quite sure.
Happy New Year sounds good enough to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Happy New Year, everybody, and David. So always a pleasure having you in here, David. So
likewise.
let me get to the here and see who's in here and who could go through. I mean, heck, God, a lot of you guys have been doing really great work. Mr. Smiles, Robert, Laura, Shark, DNT. See other guys, Wimton, and see other guys. But I know. Well, I've got Shark up. Excellent. And ready. Oh, and Nadia too. In fact, let's see. Nadia is in Europe, so in Germany. So let's get her up here on the stage and go through some of her chart markups. So just a second here. Right, so screen.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Hi, Nadia. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, you've been in the pilot program for a bit. So and you've been doing great work. So let's see. I grabbed this trade. This is kind of recent, and another one to go through for you. If you want to maybe walk us through what you saw and your reactions in here.
Yes. I don't remember. I think it's low. Yes, I think it was London High, because I have noticed that London High and Asian High and London Low are very important points for trend line breakout, and for example also for manipulation in the last trades. And here we go. But I have a problem with fake liquidity, fake passive liquidity, and that's why very often I'm not sure if I should enter the trade, because it could be just a spoofing and not the actual liquidity. But and then one more point, I am also checking if there is a high liquidity, aggressive liquidity before the breakout or after the breakout. And So, very often I'm also not convinced about the aggressive liquidity before the trend line breakout, but I see the aggressivity after the trend line breakout, then I take the trade.
Okay, so I'm a little confused, and guys, let me get some of the other coaches up here. DNT, add you, Shark, Laura, you're always invited. Robert is a new coach, everybody, so welcome, Robert. And we got Shark up here already, I think, and I don't see Vinny or anyone else. So, oh, here trading his life. He switched his image. That's why I didn't recognize. So come on up, you guys, if you like. Um, and so I was a little confused, Nadia, about when you are mentioning aggressive liquidity. Do you mean like
Yes,
if they come in like let's say they move it from an area far away, the liquidity, to an area very close to the bid and offer? Is that what you mean?
no, because no, I need, for example, in case the big big trades or big sell trades or big white bubbles, if they should be before the breakout of trend line or if they should appear after the trend line breakout, because I think I have learned that that these big white bubbles or sellers should appear before the trend line breakout, and this is, for example, in this case, not observable.
Okay, I'm still not sure if I quite understand. The setup is as you see here, and you've got it in your list here, your checklist. Uh,
Mhm.
so I mean, the aggressor here, the green bubbles, these are market buy orders. The bigger the green bubble,
Yes, exactly.
the more that bought. So and then red bubble is the opposite. These are market sell orders. So
Yes, exactly.
okay, so and then what do you mean by the relationship with
Red
liquidity?
bubbles. Actually, yes, aggressive liquidity for me are the red bubbles of, in my case, white bubbles.
White bubbles. Okay, these are white actually. Maybe I'm colorblind.
Yes, or gray,
Okay,
gray or
gray. Got you. Okay. Um, okay. So um,
That made no sense what you just did. No.
so I then what you're saying is like you're looking for, once it breaks here, you're looking for big selling, big white bubbles or gray bubbles.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Either before or afterwards.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this. Okay, got you. Um, This is something that, and Robert, I saw your discussion in the coaches room. I will address this. I just have not had time to dig into it, about context. And in this case here, I have some feedback for you. This is kind of an odd one, and it's an odd setup to me. I do not see a transfer. And if you look at the volume bars, it shows it visually the best, I feel. A transfer from buy side to sell side. I see, I know you're looking for that number 4 here, the aggressors, and then you're waiting for them to come in. So how I'm going to answer this is, yes, in this setup in here, there's no sellers in here, right? And it broke this
Yes, exactly.
structure. So you're looking for your sellers
Yes,
here to move price down.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
sometimes I know what you mean. Like sometimes it goes like this, and then you see lots of, or let's say lots of sellers over here and over here before it breaks, right?
yes,
And then it comes down,
exactly,
and then maybe it breaks here, retests the backside, and does that, and then you see lots of sellers here, and then also here. So
exactly.
in this case, it has the answer from me, and we'll turn it over to the coaches. is I am still looking for the transition. Do I see a transition from buy side to sell side? Then I'm looking at the structure break. How is it in relationship to the structure? Okay, so in this case, like
Okay.
I kind of drew this structure up, and I know it looks pretty horrible, but I would also draw probably a channel horizontal, or a line horizontally here, and then I'm looking for this structure to break. And I like seeing before the structure break, I like seeing selling in here, and I like seeing like exhaustion up in here, right? For me, that is confirming that we are seeing the transition from buy side, oh God, sorry
The sell
guys,
side.
to sell side, right? And now
Yes.
I'm waiting for structure to break. In this case, and then I'll turn it over to the coaches. In this case, I don't really see this as a reversal. This more looks like a flag pattern to me. I don't see the sell side come in. Maybe some over here.
Exactly.
So to me, it looks like it's just kind of retracing all the way back down here, and then likely buyers to come back in and trade it back up into here or something like that. This is the way it looks to me. But that's my feedback. I will turn it over to David.
Excellent, thanks, Bruce. Hi, Nadia. Great to speak again.
Hi.
Help me, please. Is this the cash close at 1600 this time of day? Is it? Was this
I don't.
the
This is the cash open. This is cash open.
cash open?
This is yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
10
okay.
o'clock, I guess. Or
Okay.
this
Yes,
would be 10 o'clock East Coast time, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
got you.
Okay. So that's not going to help us
This is-
with that sort of switch. If I come on to the spoofing you mentioned at the start of your intro, you've got that box 1 and you've got then marked at 3. It really is frustrating. I'm not really giving an answer. I'm just sort of echoing the frustration of seeing the spoofing come in. It's the phrase that I use as the guys that see me when I write up. Rich will see all the time I write up within Spot Gamma. It's crazy, Bruce. Some of the levels you see, particularly within ETH, you can see 500-600 contracts going on to. We were talking a moment about queues, weren't we, before we started on NQ? It's crazy, and you can see there when it doesn't get filled, they pull it away. No one cares. There's zero regulation. Now I know if Jack was with us, he'd correct me on that, because him and I have little debates about that. But it is really frustrating as a trader seeing the liquidity come and go. Has Scott talked about that much lately, Bruce, at all, please?
I have not heard him talk about it lately, but I haven't. I need to speak with him about this
Yeah.
presentation. So maybe we'll cover it more on next Wednesday.
Sure. But as a chart, there's some lovely action here at 1545. We can see the volume picking up. Bruce, I'd be trading that, be hitting that hard as those vol, pulls up. It's getting better and better. Great opportunity to scale. You have got a target coming in at 1, albeit you didn't know necessarily it was going to pull away. And then it just fails. It just starts to. That's why I was thinking it's some sort of time of day sort of thing coming through. But if that is 10 o'clock Eastern time, Bruce, there could have been some news or some data coming out or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's cash open. It's European time. It's 3:30 p.m.
Okay.
European time.
So the cash opens over here someplace, right?
Over here. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, okay.
So that 10 o'clock could be some news coming out in the US, Nadia, and that's maybe why we scooted up and we came down. But I think, as you all were saying, that sort of context can help when we're charting and writing up, to give a little bit of background as to why. That's probably all I can really add on that, Bruce. For the trade up, it would be the one for me, as most of you will know.
Oh, the trade up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the trade up would be my trade, because I got built-in volume. I've got some liquidity coming in. I've got a target, a destination to go for, and we've moved a good sort of 10+ handles. Job done. And there is some liquidity on the way up.
I got a quick question for you, David. Like, so would you be looking at this little small structure? I imagine you probably would be, and you might be getting in some here.
Yeah,
Um,
that's it.
and then you don't see much up here and it pulls back, but once you start to see it starting to mount here, well, and especially here, you're probably in a lot more.
I am.
Okay.
And what I've started to go back to this year, so I've sort of, I won't say we all sort of refresh our workspaces, but I put, you've seen me use my timer cells before. I put timer cells back on my screen for NQ and ES. And I glance at that without paying it too much attention, but still. So when on that point, you're saying, well, I've got in, I'm then looking at the time and cells and it's filtered. So I'm not picking up every order that's going through. On one column, I'm picking up, let's say on NQ, it's above 5 contracts, and then the other one's above about 20 or so contracts. So I'm getting a good feel of what's going on. Naturally, Bruce, in the cash hours, I am looking what's going on with Hero to see where that's going, if that's got my back,
Yeah.
and so forth. And then I'm in. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No more, no less.
You're
And another
very like a straightforward guy, David.
straightforward it is, yeah. And the other thing I'm doing even more on, I'm going to lean into Stephen because he's a ninja trader as well, is I'm making even more use now of the automated or automatic trade management tool. So using names again, if I was talking with Tom, he'd be taking the mick out of me. He said, you're just fattening the broker. So this year I am trading more. I'm getting into more trades and I'm getting busted out on more trades, but that's because my stop loss is getting snapped in when on NQ. I've got it set at 14 ticks. So as soon as I've got 14 ticks, the stop loss is automatically moved. So on that sort of entry there, Bruce, as long as it keeps going,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Okay.
And then it starts to auto trail.
Okay. And you use
So
14 as an auto trail.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it accelerates. So there's some settings I put. It starts as I've got more money on the table or more cash on the trade. It gets closer and closer and closer.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay. Interesting.
it's lazy trading. It's lazy trading. Trade management. Thank you, Stephen. Well put out there. So, yeah.
Let's see. Shark. Why don't you jump in and any comments or feedback for Nadia?
Am I audible?
Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Nadia, you've been putting in a lot of good work. Excellent job.
Fantastic.
This
Thank you very
in
much.
particular, I really like your tight trailing of your stop loss. When price breaks your lower low, you move it above that higher high, which is what I tend to do. I don't want to give anything back. I'd rather get knocked out of the trade than take a ride back to break even or back into the red. So excellent job with the trailing stop loss.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
DNT.
That's
Any insights? DNT? Or I'm sorry, Shark. Did I cut you off? It sounded like that was it.
no, I was actually going to tell you that's what I have, Bruce.
Okay. Yes.
Check. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, thank goodness. How are you guys doing? Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New
Really
Year.
good. Happy New
Likewise,
Year.
buddy.
Hopefully everybody did some introspection. I had a tough end of the month and end of the year, but man, coming back a little bit better this year. So it was good reflecting. Good time for a new year. I was gonna send this in the chat just now. So like with what Nadia was asking about in terms of support and resistance, and you had a location there, and that was a location of interest to you. So I do look for healthy sellers before entering, and like it doesn't always happen. Like it happened to me yesterday, but it was a location of interest for me, and it was planned. Like I had planned out my scenarios. I had already had a bias of where I wanted to take the trade if the market pulled back to it, and I wanted to take a short if the market were able to pull back. And the buyers brought it to them. the buyers were pretty heavy here, and the sellers pretty confident putting their limit offers in. They didn't have to aggress. The sellers didn't have to wait for the buyers to bring it to them. The buyers just brought it to them, and they were just sitting there passively. And then they added above that, and that was a location of interest, right? And when they got filled, the sellers didn't really have to aggress. The buyers just exhausted, right? But
Yes,
this
exactly.
is, yeah, the buyer's just exhausted. And I wrote in the chat just now kind of like 3 bullet points to kind of summarize what I'm trying to say is like this had to be a location that you had been looking for and had been planning because it is aggressive and but so you would have you had to have been ready to execute on the trade. You would have had it planned, and you would have had to know that it's going to be aggressive and that you have to adjust your stop accordingly, and your take and know what your targets are. So I think the execution was great for a replay, knowing that it's going to be aggressive. Am I going to take it or not? Well, in the replay, it's nice to take it. It feels weird. It feels good though. When it works out. But in live markets, and it doesn't work out, it really kind of hurts, and it really makes you cautious and want to really wait for the confirmation and wait for those sellers to come in. But confirmation can really give you a really bad entry too, and that can really mess your risk reward up. So like if this one basically didn't really give you any confirmation, but the trade worked out, so you would have had already a plan laid out, and you would have already had to be waiting for this to occur. And it's different. Like we want to see all the criteria filled. We want to see the criteria filled when we're replaying. So this gives you a different perspective. This gives you a different perspective, So if you were to look at something like this in the real market, and it sets up and it's in your plan, and like you have your bias ready to go, and then execute and know where your stop is. And if you get your stop taken and the market impulses and continues even higher, then that is basically telling you something as well, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it
Yes,
tells you that.
because you can see the liquidity just above by entry also, the passive liquidity. So I am afraid if there is if there one more green bubble comes, then can go back to this liquidity at 6962.
Yeah, it really depends on like what you're looking at on the price
Yes.
map where's your zone and where's your stop, like we said, our brackets are one thing, but what does the actual zone look like on the price map? Does it need to be that wide? Does it need to be, and if it is that wide, and are you entering late, is it outside of your zone? And how does your risk look like? Like that all plays a big factor in if you're going to take that trade or not. Because if this is let's say this is front running the zone, and this thing still has more room to move up until it actually starts to like exhaust, and you're entering early, or you're entering down here, let's say several, like 2 or 3 points below the zone. Well, you're skewing your R factor, and you almost have to like take a full stop. And I do take full stops. You almost have to take a full stop sometimes, but you want to get the best entry possible. So you and a lot of times when you wait for confirmation, you don't get that entry. You don't. But this is one case where you enter aggressively, but you do risk R factor here. You can tighten your stop. You know what I'm saying right here.
Yes.
Yeah, but you have to have it on your price map too to see. You have to look to the left. You have to look on your other your other charts as well, and then that'll kind of guide some targets. So that's all I got to say.
Okay. Okay. That brings up kind of like a bigger discussion that is kind of not the elephant in the room quite yet, but it's not an elephant, but like it's a big discussion to breach, and that is the context. And that's what I believe that you're talking about, DNT, and you know, this is, well, I'll let Trading is Life jump in, and then we can maybe go further with this a little bit more on context, because Laura, you've been talking about this as well. Trading is Life. You there? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? No. Yeah, it looks like some guys have. Do I have a connection problem? Can you guys hear me? Hmm. Okay. You guys hear me? No. Okay. Huh. This is weird. Discord is down for everybody, looks like. Okay. I don't know. It looks like, are we back? I mean, can you hear me now? You can, yes. Say yes there in the question, in the chat. Yeah, YouTube is working fine. All right. Okay. All right. So I won't be able to open the mic for you guys over on YouTube. So sorry about that. Anyway, until we get kind of up and running here on Discord. Looks like Trading is Life was booted. Also Shark. Try to invite you guys back. Okay, Shark is back. Nadia, get Nadia back up here. And waiting for Trading is Life. Oh, this is horrible. Yeah. Well, if we can't get back up and running here, we're gonna have to call it, I think. Hold on a minute here. All right. So yeah, you guys. Oh, can you hear me now? Nadia, I just heard you.
Yes, exactly. I can
Ah,
hear you.
okay, okay, great, great. So it sounds like we're back. Okay, okay, good. Because otherwise we're really kind of screwed. We need the interaction here, and it's not a one-person webinar. It's a whole slew of people and team effort. So,
Yes,
okay.
understand.
Yeah. All right. So we lost trading his life. Oh, there he is. He's back now. Okay. So trading's life. Come on down and let's see. What feedback do you have for Nadia? Oh, hello. Looks like you're on your phone. You can't hear anything. Okay. How about Robert? Robert, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear. Hello,
Okay.
everybody. Hello, Nadia.
Hello. Happy New Year, Robert.
Happy New Year,
Thank
Robert.
you. The same to you.
And
Maybe
congratulations.
thank you, thank you. No, it was too fast, but anyway, I will try. Maybe I will refer only to the question you asked about the to be a little bit more certain in the moment of entry. So what I stress is I always want to see at the break of the structure the big bubble in the direction of the aggressors. So in this case, you have white ones. So I would look for white bubbles in your and together in the same time, exactly the same time, the increased delta volume at the bottom. So somewhere when you put the mark, the four, the number 4, you should have these big bubbles. And yes, exactly. I'm very strict to this. I try to mark exactly as you did in this moment, and this is the confirmation for me. Sometimes we have the minor structure break, so minor trend line break. So we can notice the white bubbles in your case, the white bubbles before, but not in this. We cannot see it in this picture. So your question was before or after. It depends, but you always have to have it in common. So volume delta always with the bubbles. And in the moment you take this trade, I would call it very aggressive. When we use the aggressive ones, the stop loss should be shorter, a little bit lower. And as you probably noticed, we suggest to wait a little bit for the pullback. And when you have pullback, in this case, the stop loss is very close to the pivot of the pullback. So I don't know if it's the answer, but maybe I will. When I look at your trades, I will try to point what I like or what I don't like, or maybe show you in other examples the places where you can be more sure in the moment of entry. Because as I understood, you are not sure enter or not enter, and the problem was with aggressors. So I think I
Yes,
answered a
exactly.
little bit.
Yes, exactly. But
Oh.
at the point of this trade, I was not confirmed or I did not know the low volume pullback. So I am also trying to combine at the moment trend line breakout with low volume pullback. Then you have the better certainty. You are a bet yeah you know better what to do.
As other trainers said, coaches said, it's not the best setup for me. You know, the
Yes.
passive accumulation was forced for you. I think it's different kind of setup for me. It worked, especially in the replay mode, but personally, I wouldn't trade it. And if we will have different examples, it will be easier to talk, because our setup has certain rules. If these rules are met, maybe it's easier to notice what we want to notice. But if you have, I would say, not very strong passive accumulation, I don't know exactly what was the level. Maybe the level was okay because I remember the numbers, whereas the passive liquidity, I think this is important level. But yeah, this level is, I remember the price, so it is the good level, but I cannot see strong entry for me. But maybe I'm not experienced enough, but I wouldn't enter in this place in a live market. I would say like this, and that's all.
I agree.
All right, thank
That's all,
you.
Bruce.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Trading's life. Hello, hello.
Hi, Happy New Year.
I guess he's still having issues. Okay, well, interrupt me, Trading's life, whenever you jump on. So Nadia, I mean, there's some things that, I mean, I don't want to. You made a great trade. I mean, you nailed it. Like you got like a 12-point trade here in the S&P, and it's fantastic. I from my experience with this setup, I would never take this one. And it's exactly what you said about the aggressors. Not just, I wouldn't know here. In fact, I would dissuade you, to be honest, just stick with the trendline break accumulation for now, and not the low volume pullback, because this is a good example where I think you might get confused if you don't know one really well, and then learning the other one, or if you don't know them both really well, because just like you said, in fact, I kind of view it, I would be looking in this setup here, no question. I would be looking for a low volume pullback in here. Okay, it's looking set up pretty nicely. That you get the pullback. Look at all the volume here on the buy side. It's still in here. There's not much selling in here at all. Yet it went
Exactly.
down. I would
Exactly.
be very fearful to go short here. I would be waiting for exactly what you were fearing, was a big green dot here, right?
Yes, exactly.
And if I got that,
Exactly.
I would be looking for taking some off here and then seeing if I can get maybe a runner out of it. That would be the setup I would be looking for in this. In fact, like, when I originally, when we originally started talking about this, to me, this looks like flagging. It's not much sell volume. It's just kind of dribbling off. The buyers are still firmly in control. And then kind of waiting for like a break of that, and then buyers to come back in again.
Exactly. Thank
Now,
you very much.
this is the way that I see it, and I was really hoping Trading His Life would jump in, but there's something, and I don't mean this as confusion. What DNT, and this is kind of a big issue, I think. What DNT brought up is, and you've got the absorption indicator working for you. You got massive absorption in these areas here. So there's lots of passive liquidity, right, in these areas. No question about that. And then in context, because there's so much passive accumulation here and sellers, you don't need a lot of aggressive sellers to move it. Nonetheless, for me, this is not enough. I need to see more than that. I need to see it at least come up halfway, or I like to see it come up above the buying, or at least equal. But this is what, in that kind of context in here, that's what I'd be looking for.
Thank you very much. I agree fully with you, and thank you very much for the valuable critique. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
sure. No, a pleasure. Let me just, there's one more thing in here, I think, that I was just bringing up in the Learning Center. Right. Okay. So this question of context, I mean, we've talked about context forever, and it always sounded like an excuse. So I wanted to start to address it in 2026 as not an excuse, but as something to put into the setup. It's going to be tricky, very tricky. I'm very leery about doing this, but I think it's the way to go. I think it'll be helpful for everybody to start to put all of these elements into context instead of looking precisely at them, and these areas getting filled and meeting the checklist perfectly, because it's still all about the context. So for example, in what brought this context up was Laura saying, look, we see big red dots here, and look at the aggressors coming in here. It's not a whole lot, right? It's more than what you have, but because there's so much liquidity getting filled on the way down here, and you're at a key level, and you had a stop run here through it, basically, it doesn't take a whole lot of aggressors here to move it back up. Okay, and this is what DNT was saying as well. I'm sorry to belabor that point, but that's starting to get into more of the context. Okay, guys, any last comments on that before we move on?
Yes, Bruce, I would like to ask a little bit because I commented that there is no so much aggressive passive accumulation, and you said that it's enough. She is using some add-ons, so you confirmed it with these add-ons. But when I simply look, I see that they are close to these green bubbles. But could you say it's enough, as you said, without this add-on?
Well,
Because
no, I mean, the context for me, Robert, this is a great question. The context for me is like, I know there's a lot of aggressive buying. I know that there's also massive areas of passive selling, right? So I need, like you were saying, I need to see those sellers come in here or somewhere in here, right? After a structure break. If the structure is down here and this is the structure that's breaking, I really need to see it pick up in here, and I just don't have enough. I would pass on this. Does that answer your question?
I understand the context, I understand the confirmation, but just looking, especially, I'm also new in this program, so when I also make comments to the new guys, they are looking to just check, make the mark on the checklist.
Right.
So we are waiting for the free passive accumulation levels. One of these levels is very nice, the top one with the number one, but the rest a little bit down. Yes, they are not so strong. Of course, in the moment of auction, they were probably enough, but my comment was they are not good enough.
I see.
You said, yay, yes, they are good enough. So I would like your a little bit more comment on this side. The rest is clear for me, the confirmations and what's after. It's okay. But before, can we accept that it's enough not having this add-on, or it's not enough, or how to look at this?
Okay, good question. This one here is enough for me. I know it's very short term, but it's very high liquidity. Just by looking at it here and then.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah.
Okay, so that one's good enough. I kind of agree with you in here, and I can't quite see it. I don't know if the heat map is pretty high liquidity there, but we do have the absorption and we do have a green bubble.
Yes.
So I'm kind of assuming there that this was also very high liquidity. But you're right. I mean, yeah. I can't really see it. I would want to see a layer of high liquidity in here.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a great question.
Well, that's all.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Did Trading's Life ever get back in here? No, he didn't. Okay, guys, let's move on. We kind of beat this one to death. But thank you, Nadia. Great work you've been doing.
Thank
Yeah,
you very much for.
definitely well done.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see, Shark. Or do we have Duzman? And let's see, David, who else did you have?
Trader HE, which would be a rare occasion to
and
have.
he's
in with us.
yeah, he never comes in here. Every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see, Shark. Let's get you
Maybe.
up.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I was gonna say maybe we could look at the Trader HE. And what was the other one? I'm sorry. Oh, Duzman. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Duzman. No, I don't want to go. If HE is in here,
If they're
then
not
then
here,
we'll
yeah.
go. Yeah. Those that show up get absolutely get precedence here. Okay, Shark, you got a few trendline break accumulations, so kick it off.
Nice.
This one's a little different, Bruce, because I didn't have my typical high time frame supply or demand zone where I'm looking for price to react. I used an intraday key level on this one, which seemed to work out well. You could see it labeled to the right in blue as an access trigger. That's something I pulled off of my 5-minute footprint rotations.
Okay.
I just when I'm looking to see price react, I'll go to the left on that chart, and where I have high volume at time and high volume at price together, I just tag it with that level. And I do that quite often, and I look for price to react to those, and I use it a lot. So that's what my key level is here. It's not a high time frame level, it's a low time frame intraday level. But
Okay.
all the other aspects of the trade, aside from the high time frame key level, are here. Passive accumulation, aggressors step in. I entered the trade at the pullback into and away from that intraday level, and that's where sellers really step on it. I did take the trade off at another one of the same levels, the access trigger. When I grab those off that chart, I just take the two highest volume rotations at time, and I grab the high volume from those bars. And so there's typically two. I scaled at one, and I was gonna ride the remaining contract down to the target, but it did not happen. My stop triggered. I pulled my stop down, and my stop triggers as price rolls back over.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Shark really compliments and commend you. This is such a change from like a year ago. And it is just beautiful to see. Look at the patience, look at the waiting, and look at like Nadia. You can see it in here, right? Like here we have the aggressors here. We get the rectangle, and we start to see right here in kind of the center. We start to see this starting. It's shifting. I would say that like Shark nailed it. This is where the shift really happened. And it's a little back and forth in here. But you see the selling really pick up in here. Here his structure broke. Now here's his trend line. Okay. But here's his structure that he's looking at really here. And then you're actually, Shark, you're getting both the low volume pullback together with the trend line break or structure break and pullback. So this is beautiful stuff. Way to go, way to see it, way to trade it, way to manage it. And you're going off of your own intraday. You're bringing your own things in as well for intraday, and you mentioned that as well. This is only for intraday. They're not higher time frame key levels. So maybe talk about how you managed it differently.
Well, like that was 3 contracts. So I scaled 2
Nice.
as I front run scale 2 out at that next access trigger level. I was, I would have liked to see price go all the way down to the target, the trendline pivot low, and it rolled over just right after I pulled my stop down.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. So it took my stop out. I would have, tried to ride that out and trail that down further had it continued. You see in this one where you drew a box over my yellow box, I'm I've been looking for the low volume pullback everywhere, and I'm trying to incorporate it into my trades because it kind of, it just happens so often.
Yeah.
And so seeing that kill zone or that horizontal structure um, kind of helps identify when that break low might happen. In this case, I have my access trigger. I also have my minor sell off low, which is right where I had hit the entry, hit the market in button. But seeing that horizontal structure, I think is really starting to help to just kind of hold off a little bit because I can be very susceptible to um, just emotionally entering the trade, right? Being in a rush, I want to get in. Maybe I don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
As you said, I was quite often way too early into my trades, so that's just something I'm working on, is trying to learn to hold on, wait for some more confirmation, price to break that minor sell-off low or the key level, and then maybe pull back, break it again, or break away from it.
Yeah, really great. So let's see, David,
Sure.
jump in,
Yeah.
please.
Thank you, sir. Great trading there, buddy. Great trading. This type of trade you see all day long, both as a short and as a long, as so we all know. And we've seen this today quite a lot, particularly some of the comments from in the morning session, Bruce, for New York. We saw it yesterday a fair bit towards the close, and maybe even the day before, if I get my days right, where it's been going up. You've got some liquidity around, and then you just start to print those lower highs, which you're seeing here within that structure. You've got that break of that trend line, as you rightly say, and then you've got all those trapped, in this case, will be trapped buyers just chasing the drag, and it's going up, and then suddenly it's not going up, it's going back. And down it goes, beautiful. Your homework, as I'll say to you last time, is on the left-hand side of the chart, because you're selling down. Obviously, I can't see, left, but on the left-hand side, we're selling aggressively. A bit further left, Bruce, right on the edge of the chart. We're selling aggressively, then bang, it's 180. We're buying. You got volume comes in and it starts to pick up. Yes, it's higher risk because you haven't perhaps got your structure, but if you're looking at the pace, which no doubt it would have been, you can see the gap between the bubbles. The price action's moving there, Bruce. You can see that, gap between the bubbles. It's moving. There is your scalp. There's your scalp, like we talked about with Nadia's trade, Bruce, to get in.
Yep.
And you've got
Same setup.
Same setup. You got liquidity above. If John was on the Webby with us, you got some idea of destination of travel. Not quite sure about time of day and so forth, but you've got opportunity there to scalp the backside off this on the way up. Yeah.
I do have a tick chart up, David, where you can really gauge. You can really gauge pace on that, either that 400 tick or that 512 tick in the ES. I mean, when it speeds up, you can really see it on that chart.
You do. Yeah, but it's it's an acquired thing, as Bruce knows. It's if we were talking about Trader HE's trades today, his trades, him and me, are fairly similar because it's reps and sets, isn't it? Like I've got an intuition. I felt that trade on the left-hand side so many times when it happens. I'm glancing across the charts and I think, right, okay, I'm going in. That's it. Going in. But it's having been through that a lot. But yeah, try and practice it with your tick chart. Yeah, please.
I will.
Thank you, sir. Excellent. Back to you, Bruce. Ball back to you as Monday morning quarterbacks.
All right. Yeah, we're good. We're great hindsight traders.
We are.
So D&T, jump in, please.
All right, check. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, this is good. I love it. It's just a strong move up into key area, intraday key level, and it just goes into balance, and then it breaks out of it, and a low volume pullback to it. It's just it's everything you would want in a reversal, and these are much better. These are much better to fade. Because you're not really fading, you're just kind of playing an imbalance from balance to imbalance. I love these setups a lot better than having to trade a sharp reversal like Nadia's. This is like a stark difference, right?
Yes.
And yeah. I mean, the other one, it really depends on your plan and the location. A lot of factors you kind of need to align. You really want it to align with your plan on the other one, right? But let's say you don't. Let's say you're starting off and you kind of want. You don't have that. You're not doing that stuff yet. You're not drawing up, scenarios and locations yet. And that's how it's going to be with the traders that are going from back testing to forward testing. It's going to be difficult to find key locations potentially. But this right here is one where you're not really fading a trend. It's the market that moved up in an imbalance, and then it goes into balance, and then it breaks out of it, and it pulls back to it with that low volume, and it dries up. Those buyers dry up, and then you're looking for it to discover back to the opposite side again. It's much better setup, and I think that this was another thing that I wanted to bring up. And Shark, you were like one of the first ones to start testing the low volume pullback. So like you probably might agree that the low volume pullback really brings a whole. I don't know about how you feel about it, but this is how I felt about it. It brought a whole nother lens to just trading one setup, which was just the trendline accumulation setup. So like
Agreed.
if anybody's like going from back testing, or let's say they're replaying, and it feels good and it feels like you're growing an edge, and then you go into and you start to go to forward testing, and you start to realize that you're having some issues and it's a major setback. Well, understand that it just with one setup, it's easy to force it, and it's really easy to see it everywhere, especially if you're not quite drawing scenario or locations up yet, key locations and scenarios. Then it makes it even harder. So really getting like an understanding of the low volume pullback helps to alleviate some of that pain, because it really, you can miss the trendline break accumulation setup, but the low volume pullback can give you a second opportunity to get in to the trade if it forms, if it comes up. And it might not come up, you might just miss that whole move. But
I think you
the
said
low
it. I
volume
think you said it
pullback,
perfectly. Just saying it adds another lens, and
it
it
does.
doesn't have to
Mhm.
come back to the exact level of structure. Even if it's more of an area, a little outside the area or inside the area, just looking for that pullback um, adds another, like you said, lens, another variable, something else to confirm or something else to wait for. It's really helping. Outside of the outside of the pilot program, I only have a couple trades in a playbook, and as we discussed yesterday, I'm kind of starting to incorporate it into them.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is music to my ears, Shark. This is exactly, well, I'll discuss it more with you guys, but like this is exactly what I was hoping would unfold. That these things would all kind of come together, like combine together really, really nicely. So, like like David is talking about his setup. Well, I mean, he's really aggressive. He's in over here, right? So, is this a low volume pullback in here? No, it's not. But when you start to see maybe these aggressors starting to come in again or up in here,
Yeah.
I think you're good. Take it up to here, get some out. And is this one a low volume pullback here? Yes, clearly.
Big time.
And then look at this. Look when they come in here. They're telling you this wants to drive to the next level, or there's enough in here momentum to go to the next level after that. Now that's of course hindsight, but my question is, and for everybody, like, and it answers Laura's question. Look at all of this, okay, and look at this in here. Do you need a lot of passive accumulation in here? No, you don't, because you've got so much aggression coming in, and you see it again in here, right? And there's just more buying pressure. So we're looking for them to explore higher still, right? And there's our context. Now up in here, the context is very different, right? It's traded now multiple times in a big trend, in a big moving trend, and there's, you know, all of this passive liquidity is starting to, you know, absorb that buying pressure. And then look up here. Where's the buying pressure? Okay, here's buying pressure up here, but it's into high liquidity again. Okay, so we're seeing now this kind of shift and change from buy side to sell side. And this is the kind of context that we're looking for. So Shark, just like you said, this brings in that whole, or both you and D&T brings in that whole other lens of understanding that and putting into context. And I kind of think, to be honest, like just with those two things, you can make a range bound trade, you can make a trend trade, you can make a reversal trade, and you got it all basically. And you know, and put those things together. But anyway, that's my opinion. And let's see. I don't know, Shark, if you, or D&T, or any of you guys, your thoughts, and then we'll turn it over to Robert and let him say something.
I'll just say, finish what I was saying with Shark, and he said he agreed. It really puts on a new set of glasses, and the transition to forward trading can be really, it's like daunting. It's like you're trying to fit this one trade in, and it's just, you can't really do it. And so putting on a new pair of goggles really helps. For this, especially with this setup, the low volume pullback. So yeah, I agree. And then thank you, Bruce. And I put it off for a long time. I didn't want to jump to the next setup, the low volume pullback right away. But you know, when I did, I immediately noticed a huge difference. So, you know, it's, I don't know how we'll approach it, but like it's really helpful, I think, to put on another pair of goggles. You know.
Yeah. That's great.
So
it's great to hear. So Duzman, come in again, and we're going to cover your trades next. We'll cover your trades. Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Robert, any questions?
Okay, I'll come in again. Just 1 second.
Oh, Duzman, wait just a second.
Right. Like earlier, I wasn't able to hear Bruce, but yeah, the volume was all the way up as well, Dan. But yeah, I'll just rejoin. Hopefully, that will fix it.
Okay. Robert?
Yes, okay. No, I don't feel very comfortable commenting on Shark's trades, because he's like an older brother and teacher and everybody combined. But I can see here my very favorite setup here. We've got a nice trend line. We have a horizontal structure. We have breakout of the horizontal structure, what gives me the possibility to put relatively tight stop loss, because unfortunately I always put over the structure or somewhere where when I enter in aggressive way. But the horizontal structures teaches me the patience, which Shark has, and after this pullback, the entry is the perfect. This is the best setup I could imagine. So I don't want to comment, and I don't want to comment anymore. He's using more contracts and other things, so it's not the point now. So I only want to say that I like his patience, and when I look how he's precise, he's like a sniper. He's waiting, and I think it takes time. Everybody should see that this is this very safe way of entering. Nadia was asking when. We can see here a lot of attempts of red bubbles to join the opposite direction. So if she would enter on any of these red bubbles, it would be okay. The best one is after pullback, as we can see. So this is my comment. I like it.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Robert. I appreciate that. The tight stop loss thing is when price breaks the previous low, that's when I want to move my stop above the previous high. And you can just do that again and again as price moves down. And when price rolls over, as you see, it just knocks you out of the trade. Yes, it's tight and maybe you miss out on some further price action, but I'd rather do that than take a ride back to break even.
Yeah, it takes time to understand this. As you know, I mostly use the live simulation now, but when it will come to real money, I think my stop will be closer to the entry.
So Shark, I didn't follow you. Why did you at this point here your stop down here?
At that point, price broke the previous low kind of almost after my entry, but you see where the previous low is before my entry. When price broke that and
here.
moved down, yes, when
Okay.
price breaks that low, that's when I want to move my stop above the previous high.
To
In this
here.
case, and in
Right.
this case, I just scaled two of the contracts and then I set my new stop above that previous high. But that's basically the way I look at it. When price is breaking in a short, when price is breaking previous lows, I want my stop to move down to previous above of the highs.
Okay, but why did you get out here, or why did you trail
Like,
here so aggressively?
because that's where I had that second access trigger.
Okay, so this is only about the level then at that point.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
And I can see that there was there was no volume delta. There was a kind of break. So maybe the momentum of sellers, he has noticed that there is no power of selling for a few seconds.
Yeah. In this area here, there's kind of exhausted out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, and another thing, Shark. So, I mean, this is bringing your own thing in after doing this for a while now, and what levels you're looking at, and these are your proprietary levels, and it's intraday, and you have reasoning behind it, and you also have experience now behind it. So, way to go. Way to make this your own.
Thank you. That pattern has a very specific look in the footprint chart that in the past you've seen me call a liquidity bucket.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about just basically high volume nodes, right? Like lots of,
Yes.
yeah. Lots of action on one side or the other or both at really one price level, right?
Yeah, and then just dragging that level out to the right
Okay.
and looking for price to interact with it.
Okay, great.
Thank you for the feedback, everybody. I really appreciate it.
No, it's really nice work.
You're welcome.
I'll keep plugging away at these in replay, and then as I have the opportunity in the live market, I'll take the trade.
Beautiful. Well played, buddy.
Yeah, let's see here. I had another one, Shark. It's almost like a carbon copy. It's a little different. I didn't want to. I saw you had the low volume pullback, Shark. I didn't want to. I don't want to go there yet on content until maybe I put together more some replay files and also kind of flesh out more the criteria.
And I'm still learning that one too, Bruce. So when my posts that are called low volume pullback may be sort of a compilation of what I learned from your video and one of my scalping trades.
Yeah, it's a really simple structure and strategy, but or setup, but it's still like, oh guys, it's already the beginning of the new year and I'm already getting kind of overwhelmed with some stuff over here at Bookmap, but I'm trying to get there, is what I'm trying to say. We'll get there soon. This quarter for sure. I mean, no question about that, but hopefully in the next few weeks.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Bruce. It's a great. See if I chip in. It's a great trade. I know it's the obvious to be able to hone that one. We see it again. I keep saying things like today, but of course I trade every day all week. When the price was selling off today, if you're not in, you need to wait for that little pull up to get in safely or reasonably safely to go down, Bruce, don't you? So you've got to master it if you haven't mastered it already.
Yeah. So that leads in perfectly, David. So you're up with Duzman here, and Duzman's already in the room. So
fantastic,
ready to go.
Great. So we've got a couple of ES trades here, one that worked out and one that didn't work out. So the one that didn't work out, Duzman, thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate that. Sort of heart on your sleeve. As always with you, you've got great check listing in the top left of the charts. You're well annotated on the charts. You're trading on the chart, so we can see the stop loss, we can see the profits, and that I often get confused about your time. I think you on the same sort of chart time as Laura. You setting it Chicago time, but you can let us know in a minute. And this is again, Bruce. It's another trend line break setup. So over to you, Duzman, if you've got the mic, please.
Yeah. Oh, he's having mic issues, but he'll probably type and reply. Go ahead, Duzman. I think we already. Oh no.
Yeah, sorry. I think my mic is good. It's just I can't hear Bruce. What I could do is I could listen through from the YouTube since it works there, and
clever.
Just type my replies. It might just be I could still speak, but it might just be a bit delayed if I do speak. So, whichever one you guys prefer, I guess. All right.
Well, you're loud and clear for me, anyway. That's
good.
Yeah, I just can't hear Bruce. I don't know what he would have to say. So I guess like I'll listen in from the YouTube. I'm sorry if I'll be a bit late with the reply, but I'll type my responses into the chat. All right.
So just walk us through.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. I guess I'll just say my replies. Well, time zone wise, this it's in the ET. I'm sorry. It's in the AMs, Eastern Standard Time. I took this at 11, just after 11:15 Eastern Standard Time, New York time.
So it's coming up to London close at 11:30 on this chart, just as a reference point. Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah.
So you've tracked it down on the left. You've got your box where you're seeing it at number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. This everything besides the delta spike played out on this trade. The passive accumulation, the key level, and all. But I wasn't watching for the aggression at my entry, and that's one thing I was trying to focus on more, just to actually see buyers come in when I come in. And this one time I was not looking, and that was one of my errors right here.
Yeah, caught you. That's 3, Bruce. You can see the number 3 where the volume's sort of dropping off, and just as you got into the entry, you've then got some liquidity coming in a little bit below, where you got one bar that comes in, and then you got a fat bar below. So it really was against you.
Yeah, Yeah, it just
But-
went straight down.
Yeah, lesson learned. Now,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
familiar thing here, Bruce, is my sort of homework, as I politely, rudely say on this chart, is first of all trading from the left hand side. So where you've got one there, Dusman, you've come down. I'm not going to put it under the bus of a low volume pullback, but the price spikes back up at 10.55, and then it fails. You've got within that, that's it, Bruce. Within that little triangle at the top, you've got that lower high, and then the volume picks up. So for an aggressive trader, that is a beautiful entry. And that's what we probably won't look at Trader HE's charts today, but that's some of the trades he's taken.
Mm-hmm. That's good to know. I was talking with DNT. He just mentioned it to me yesterday, like to start looking into the low volume pullback, and what you guys were saying earlier about like just expanding the viewpoints. I don't remember verbatim what DNT and Kirk were saying, but I do see the benefit in having multiple plays to have within a period of time. If you do miss the trendline break trade.
Perfect. And Stephen's shouting out there's a low volume node that Tom would be all over, like ticks on a hound or something there, Bruce. There's also the trade out of that. So you've got where the price zips down. It could have been, Bruce, could have been stop run or something, that sharp, just slightly to the left of number 4, where it's spikes down, that sharp V into that liquidity, comes back up. Green volume is picking up. There is a trade there. Albeit, again, it's an aggressive David trade, but a trade to be had. But otherwise, it was a good setup. You just didn't quite notice what was happening with the volume.
Yeah.
But
and
were you aware that it was getting towards London close? That was in your mind?
it was not. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worth trying to keep in mind. Some days it can be very, very lucrative, depending which side of the trade you're on. But
Okay,
worth
yeah,
knowing when Europe shuts up.
And that's 11:30, if I'm not mistaken, right? Eastern Standard Time. Okay.
Yeah. And anything, broad and wide, anything from 11 o'clock onwards, you can get some let's say some games going on, particularly if the markets moves aggressively in the morning New York, I find. So let's say the Nasdaq, it's gone up 150 points. As you get towards the London close, then profit taken, get the word salad of David, can start to happen. So you will get that slight reversal, not always, but slight reversal. One way or another. Let me throw the ball to Bruce. Bruce, help me, please.
I mean, Dusman, it's like, can you hear me? First off, probably not.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm listening through the YouTube, Bruce.
Okay.
I hear you through the YouTube bit.
Okay, so let me do a kind of over and over and out type of thing. I think you are really following this extremely well, this setup, and I think you're having some. I keep seeing you just having bad luck, and I think this looks good to me. I from what I see, at least in this time frame, in this whole chart in here, looks great. I mean, there's all this liquidity in here. It looks really good. Is it a key level? I'm not really sure on the higher time frame. And then the here's your trend line in your horizontal structure. You see the aggressors starting to come in. You see the transition from sell side to buy side. Everything's looking good. And I don't know, maybe entry, you can consider like, here, or maybe the horizontal structure in here. And I think this would be, behoove you, or like be something to look into, because you're getting in on the second leg, and I like it. I would get in here too. I'm starting to see volume pick up after this. I would like to see I would like to see more and more aggressive buyers over here. And then if I start to see a little bit more coming back in, I would look for this to break. And that's where you entered. And it is just some bad luck, and you got kind of caught in the chop. But like what David was saying is time of day as well. The London close is something to consider. Other than that, like I think you're doing a great job, and you're getting it down, starting to understand it. And Duzman, like one of the things, like you and Laura and others have been, I think, really good at following the setup. I think it's where we put this context in, I think is really going to help tremendously. And low volume pullback and what Shark and DNT were talking about, and putting that other kind of lens into this. Not taking the setup, but just understanding the context, I think will be really helpful. But it's looking great, and I think you're doing great work. Shark, turn it over to you.
Guzman, I'm just going to recommend a book that was recommended to me by David, by a gentleman named Will Shire.
Good
I
shout.
believe it's called Pivots, Patterns, and Intraday Swings.
It is, sir.
The first couple chapters, he really breaks apart timing the market into 3 time frames, and then that's broken into short-term reversals, and then there's also transition of momentum time markers, and it's what David was just talking about. I highly recommend it. I may even have a PDF. I'll let you know.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, Shark. But Bruce, one thing about the key level, I use overnight highs and lows, previous day highs and lows, settlements, and the open. If if those qualify, I guess that was the levels I'd be using. I'd be trying to do it the way, or at least I'd be trying to look at it in the way you do, through the chart, through the swings on the chart. But I don't know how to really apply that. So if you have anything to say on that, I would really appreciate it.
I see it here, and I actually, this is a setup I would totally be looking at, because here's your yesterday's low, and you see all this absorption below yesterday's low. Fantastic. All we have to look for now is a break of structure and those aggressors, and you get them, and then it just chops though. It maybe it did. I don't know. Did it break out later? It looks to me like this still wants to break higher, but
Did I start?
I don't know. Anyway, Shark, did you have anything more you wanted to add?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
DNT.
No, this is I took the same trade but with low risk, and it's not easy. The low volume pullback, kind of, if you're looking at the structure that it kind of made to the left, like where it went into that liquidity, and then it created like a structure, like it went into balance in that 10 minutes or so. Then it broke high, and I'm sorry, then it broke down. So it peaked above, and then it slammed down, and that slammed down to the left at 11:11ish. 11:11ish, it peaked up, and then it slammed down. I posted a image in the chat of that same, and you can see like it was ice came in on the offer there, and like slammed that thing down, and then it went to the opposite side, and then it went back up straight to and through the ice. And that balance structure is see, like I wouldn't say that this is a great trade either, because this is, but if you look at it from like a horizontal you're looking at the horizontal structure, and then the breakout of that with that aggressive buying, it kind of sets up like one of those breakout momentum type trades that David's talking about a little bit, right? But this is a huge move. This was like, I don't know, 30, 40 points. And this is, this is something with context. I don't remember really where the market opened that day, but that it was like an open, and it was just like a huge like reversal or a huge move down. So I mean, fading this is one probably not in our best interest. So but waiting for it to kind of go into that balance and then break out of that balance is something that kind of gives us a little bit more of an edge than just trying to like fade it. But you, not that you did, I did. I made the bad trades, but you actually waited for more confirmation, just kind of higher entry, and then got stopped. So like entries, kind of everything in here. If you go back to Duzman's trade. And like obviously, we already know that entry is kind of everything. Not everything. It's one of like three pieces. It's entry, stop, target, and so you can see like if you drew that horizontal structure and pulled it across, the market broke down, and then it broke up, and then it pulled back to that high volume. It pulled back to it, and not only did it pull back to it where after it took your stop, but yeah, right there. And then you also get that liquidity there on the bid. That's kind of like, yes. And then to the left of it where your stop was, it actually grabbed some of that bid as well. And then it came in heavy, and then it pushed it. And so that would have been a good entry right there. Like if we were considering a low volume pullback type of move.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying
So we're drawing the horizontal structures really kind of helps a little bit put into a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying the pullback into the liquidity, low volume on the sellers up to the area where I first entered could be a low volume pullback type of trade, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, it's kind of, it pulls back, and the low volume pullback can pull back to the top of the structure, right? But we also often see it pull back to the middle of the structure too. So, and in this case, it pulled to the middle of the structure, and then the bid was flashing, and then also it transacted, and then it flashed, and then huge bid came in at the retest of it. And that could have been an entry right there, almost like a low volume pullback. Because this is a move, that's a huge move. That's, I don't even know how many points that is, but like, staying out of it probably would have been smarter for me to not have took that trade. But I was, the second one I took was more of a momentum like breakout. But if you had not took that entry because you're trying to fade the strong move, but you took the second one where it pulled back to that high volume, that would have probably been a little bit better.
Yeah, I see
It was
that.
such a strong move.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a strong move down,
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. And Robert, I don't know if you have any comments.
No, I don't force trade. So I maybe I tell you that the left side, I like the left side because we could see that something is going to happen. But when you see the number one second time, we have a lot of selling. And I was surprised that after this moment we couldn't have clear move up. So I would wait here for sure. And later, a few minutes later, at 11:05, was even lower place. So it was not clear. And from this moment I did not like this structure. maybe a little, and we had also pullback, another impulse down. This yes, so there is no confirmation to have strong buying, and in this moment when we can see the number 4, there was the only place I would probably enter, or very aggressive at the very bottom, maybe because this yes, this impulse down was very it was one line, but you know the structure is very big, so it's not our setup to make such a aggressive entry, in my opinion. So the only place I could enter is in the place in the what is the number 4, and as we discussed, maybe a few points, and it's not clear. Generally, I do not like it. So, and we have a lot of surprises later. So probably as other guys, it wouldn't be a profitable trade. So I try not to force trades. So this is my comment.
Okay.
Very wise. Very wise. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. It's a good advice. For me, entering at number 4, like I usually do like to look for the pullback, but it's for sure good to know, like if the volume is there, the buyers are there, why not take the trade, right? So I understand
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Hey, let's see. David, we got another
So that was
one?
yeah, there's a second one then for Desmond where he actually smashes it out the park.
Okay.
I'm going
This
to say
one.
it's a similar setup.
This one?
Yes, the one. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, all the caveats of great checklisting. This time, Desmond, you've got the volume price analysis on your side for so there's two charts there, Bruce. I think one is actually marked up. There's that one. And it might be the one above that's actually got.
Is this the other one? No.
I think it's the first.
This one. Or
Yeah.
this one. This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a little easier. So I'll throw the mic to you, Desmond, and then we can talk about trailing stops if you want to after we've done that.
For sure. So yeah, this one again is just the same trend line break trade. One thing I wasn't happy about this is the liquidity. There was barely any liquidity getting filled. Other than that, the price broke the trend line, the horizontal as well. There was like a 2 point, maybe a point or something about that much of a pullback. When I saw the green delta bar and the bubble, and looking back at it, I'm sure the liquidity that it hits influenced that green bubble. But right when I saw that, I entered and I just took it on the way up. The trailing, I'm not too happy about it, to be frank. Like I never have a I don't have a trailing I don't have a plan when it comes to trailing my stops. So realistically, I was it was based off of fear when I was moving it up. I just didn't want to lose out on it. So
Great.
I mean, it worked out for the best, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's not something I have a clear plan for. So yeah.
I'm gonna say when I do it manually, I'm probably pretty much the same. Really, I'll drag it around, keeping it close, but not too close. I know that may not help, but it's pretty much what you've done there. Yeah, as I said at the start of the webinar, I'm now more and more using automated trailing to keep it aggressive on the basis that I can be, I can do 20, 30 trades a day now easily. Fattening Tom's broker's yacht, as he talks about. Does he still post those guys? Does Tom still put pictures of his yacht up? Not his yacht, but when in Chicago Harbor or something. So, yeah. But great trade, and you got that. If again, I keep saying about John, if John was on the call, you got that liquidity that comes in, Bruce. As you can see, bang in the middle, price has gone down. In comes a big fat wedge of liquidity. It tries to come up bit lower. That's the one. Yeah, that massive one there. Volume picks up. It has a quick run up to it. It then comes back down. And then it really does pick up, as you say, on the right of number 4. Aggressively picks up. But the interesting thing there, Bruce, just so to the right, that's it, above the fat green bubble. Just about that one there. Look at that there. Now you've got some Tarantino going on there because you've got that liquidity that comes in under the price action. I love that. I just love that. I saw that again today on NQ quite a bit when it's chasing the price up, and on NQ you could see 2 or 3 levels coming in really quickly. And they may not be that big. There might be 50, 60, 70 contracts in cash hours. But for me, when I'm seeing that coming in, I know that they're trying to drive the price up, and I've got liquidity under it. Bruce, just come in. I've got liquidity above. So for me, my trade is chasing up to the liquidity rather than the trade that you've taken. But again, we all sit in different parts of the stadium, don't we, Bruce?
Yeah. No, it's a really good point, David, about that liquidity underneath. Like it's telling you something, because look at this. Here's your structure, right?
Yeah.
And then that structure breaks on volume, and you get like thrown underneath, like yeah. I mean, it's like it's telling you this is where it wants to go.
Well, yeah, really nice. But great trade.
Let's see, Shark.
I think this is a good example, Bruce, of what you were saying, where you said context really matters, right? We don't have all the passive accumulation, but when price rolls over at that lower pivot, buyers do come in strong. And then, as David mentioned, I that's really cool to see that that bid there as a driver. I don't know that I would have noticed that.
And it's in
Driving
the
price
ORB
up.
as well, isn't it? Sorry, he's mentioned RTH Open, so this is all within the ORB zone. Wilshire again, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's another piece of the context, right, David?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but look
But
out!
great
I know.
trade.
Look out for those. Sorry, that liquidity that comes in under the price like that. It's just to me, it's a shoe-in. I'm sure we can find trades where it doesn't work, but it's just so good to see. It's fuel to the fire.
Another small one here, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird price action. I mean, like, there's some stuff going on in here, all over the place. Anyway, thanks, Shark. I mean, that's a great comment. I mean, Duzman, you
Well done,
noticed
Shark.
it. There's not much, right? So how do you gauge that? And I love what you're, up here. Look at that number 6. It's like, what's the context though? Well, how much aggressive selling is in here and how much aggressive buying is in here, right? And we've talked about it on the live webinars, like that when we see the aggressors, usually we don't get as strong a move as if we had lots of liquidity getting filled on the bid and we got the aggressors in here. That's when we get really strong moves, usually. But here we don't have too much on the passive accumulation, but we have the aggressors come in.
As Stephen's pointing out in the chat, great shout out. It's not just the fat wedge that I was talking about. You've got, as you were doing earlier on, Bruce, you've got more liquidity above that coming in as well.
Up, you mean up in these areas up here?
I think he is, yeah. Just as you said, John 412 would be over that. Ticks on a dog.
Yeah.
Ticks on a hound.
Shark, anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that was a really good trade to go over.
Yeah.
D&T, you want to jump in?
I actually talked to Duzman a little bit about this. I don't know if you remember Duzman or not.
I remember we had a slight chat. Yeah.
Yeah, it was It was just a few things like and we all go through this, and this is good for like all newer members. It's like and Shark would be the one to tell us like, hey man, our we need to work on our trend line a little bit.
Yeah.
uh I was saying Shark would probably give us a few lessons on how to draw a good trend line here, right? That was one of so the trend line was a bit funky. Um, and your entry, what I was saying, was the primary target
Hmm.
on this reversal for me, right? And probably for John, if John were here, probably might say the same thing. And this is one of the ones that I really want to tell like the newer members that like these trend line breaks are awesome, right? And then we can see the results right here, like the evidence right here is just what a beautiful move out. But the thing is it didn't really give you an opportunity, right? But I mentioned, and this is kind of, no, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. So this is kind of the takeaway was, you know, that entry that you had, which is at the liquidity, would be my primary target. And the reason why it's my primary target is because I'll wait. It could come back down. I'd be lucky if it got to that liquidity in the first place, and it did, but and it blew through it, right? But what happens next? I would normally look for a re-entry around that exit, but there's no trade there. But Bruce, if you were to go a little bit to the right of his exit, you see the balance, you see the coil to the right of his exit. It goes up, it impulses up even more. So where you're at right now, go to the left, where the balance, the coil is at, go down where the market is,
Where the coil
where
is,
the
I'm not sure what.
where the price is at, go to price. Um,
Current market, like here.
so do you see his exit? Put your
Yeah,
mouse over his exit.
yeah.
I'm sorry. His entry. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So go to the right.
Huh?
Okay. Keep going to the right where the market goes into that consolidation. Go.
Up here, this
Yeah,
consolidation.
right there.
Okay.
So draw a square around that. Yeah. Yeah. So look at that. That's another setup right there that you have. That's a coil. So that's momentum building up right there. So the market impulsed up, goes into this consolidation, and then you get a low volume pullback right there. And then it launches even higher. It goes even higher from that. So like what I'm trying to say is, the trendline break accumulation didn't really give you a good entry, right? So that's nothing you can do about that. But you also don't really want to chase it. So wait, you can wait and then hope that something like this sets up where it goes into that consolidation, breaks high, and then you get a low volume pullback, and then you can enter again, and then you can take that entry. And so what I'm trying to say is like the low volume pullback really offers you that second opportunity if you miss that initial entry at the trendline break accumulation.
Yeah, it's a great point, DNT. Just well, when it comes to my entries, I try to keep them as close to a location as possible. So when it blew through overnight low, my only other opportunity that I would have had was the RTH open. So I guess like in that situation, would it be better just to skip the whole trade since, as you were mentioning just a bit earlier, it could fly straight down from that liquidity, right? So how would you weigh out the two?
I'd weigh it out by my R factor. What's my targets on the upside and what's my risk to the downside here. So if you're entering there, where are you going to put your stop?
Yeah. There's
Like
a little
that's,
lower. Yeah.
and what's going to be your target.
Mhm.
So that's what really kind of makes the trade. That's what really sets that's what really kind of sets it apart from like, that's what really puts it into perspective and puts it into like reality. Like, what are my targets on the upside and where's my stop going to be, and can I manage that?
Mhm.
And I know what you're saying. It didn't offer a pullback, and if Nadia did this one as well, and I think I did this one as well. Like, we all did this one, and it was crazy. It really offered no pullback, and this was the 30th, so the volume was light, and the normal auction it wasn't a normal auction. The volume was skewed, so
Mhm.
you have to take that into consideration as well, and really just put yourself in the best possible position that you can be in, especially when the markets are not normally auctioning like with good volume, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
And yeah, and if you miss it and if it doesn't fit your risk reward, then wait, you know, and then look at that low volume pullback. So that consolidation it went into, or impulsed up, went into a consolidation, and then you got that low volume pullback afterwards. I'm not saying that, like, I know we haven't like vetted it yet, but I'm just saying, like, this is something that we can start looking at, you know, so we're
Mhm.
not doing these things where we're chasing the market just because it's our only setup and trying to fit it where it doesn't belong, or fit it in
Mhm.
places where our risk reward is like not in our favor, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's not how we should be trading, and that's what happens though when you only have one setup, or that's what happened to me when I only had one setup. So
Mhm.
um,
And I feel the same. It does happen to me too. So you're right. That low volume pullback, it's something to look into for sure.
yeah, this was an awesome trade. We talked a lot about it, all of us in there. This was crazy.
Fantastic.
Hey,
And the whole thing about it, oh, I'm sorry about that. And the
go
whole
ahead.
funny thing about it is we can nitpick this all day, right? But the thing is this is low volume, and this isn't like a normal auction really, anyways. So nitpicking this and like getting down to you know, it's not going to make that much of a difference because this isn't really like what happens all the time, anyways.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, some really nice points, DNT. I mean, look, it's December 30th, you know, the order flow is kind of odd. As Duzman pointed out from the very beginning, didn't have much passive liquidity or accumulation. And then DNT, really great point about the risk management. Like, you know, this worked out, but, you know, I would totally agree with you, especially since it's mostly aggressors. I would look for a pretty deep pullback here before, if the aggressors come back in again, but didn't do that. Anyway, let's see. Shark, before we move on to Robert, Shark, do you want to go over like your strategies on, or just some guidelines on trailing stops and targets?
Well, in that case, you know, I would start my stop. Let me see, where is this in? Okay. In that
Entry
case, I'd have my stop. Yeah, my stop would be down below those pivots. And
here or
yes,
wait? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't think I'd go all the way below the trend line pivot low. That'd be a really large stop. I
Yeah.
think I'd rather just take a hit on a tighter stop. But as price breaks, so he enters as the liquidity gets consumed, and then his price kind of waffles around, and then when it breaks that high, that's when I would move it up
To here.
below. Yeah, well, I would move it below the pivot, but yes, almost,
Okay.
so that it's a couple ticks below the actual pivot,
Okay. So
and
you
then
would
just
you
let it.
would be in here, and then you would move it once it broke here, right?
Yes,
Okay.
then
Then
I'd move it.
and then where would you move it to?
Yeah, a couple ticks below that pivot.
So right around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Tom B says, right? Leave two for the sweeper. So a couple ticks, two or three ticks, and just kind of wait for it to continue to break the pivot highs, and as it breaks that next pivot high, then take it up to the pivot low exactly.
And you'd wait until here. Then you'd go up
And
to
where he exited is probably where I'd move it up again when it breaks that next high.
something like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it keeps it tight. And yeah, you know, I get knocked out of trades that way that I have to watch go to target without me. But it's much better than being in the money and then watching a trade go back to break even for me.
Yeah, well, and you have a system, you have a strategy behind it.
Yeah, that sort of thing, like being in the money and then watching a trade go back to break even, that can trigger me emotional. You know, I am
You
I
can
am
destroy you, buddy.
susceptible. I am susceptible to some emotional stuff. So if I get triggered and I don't catch myself that I'm triggered, then I could start to make some really bad decisions.
Yeah, thanks, Shark. Great stuff. Let's see, Robert, any comments?
No, I think all of the points I wanted to make have already been mentioned, so that's all.
Okay. Guys, it's almost 6 o'clock here. Robert, it's midnight your time.
Hey, Bruce, real quick. I posted
It does.
just to show Duzman and the others that it posted a picture in the chat. And this is the low volume pullback.
Nice.
And I missed that trendline break accumulation as well. That was it just launched off. And I would normally look for something to set up, and it did set up right there with a pretty decent R factor to, let's say, about 2/3 of the way to that of if that previous liquidity there. So just studying it might help out. Just studying it might help out a little bit.
Yeah,
It helps mentally too.
DNT, like I've been struggling with this. Even the video that I have in the learning center is
I guess it could also be a way to trail as well. If we are in a trendline break trade, whenever we do see the low volume pullback, I guess it could be a good way. I think I remember Trading His Life mentioning each trails 3 structures below, so maybe 3 low volume pullbacks below, or something of the sort.
Yeah, I mentioned that as another way of trailing as well.
Mm.
I don't know, Shark, was that trailing a so this trailing's different, right? This is a breakout trade. So this is kind of like a scalp. I treat like this breakout trade a little bit more like a scalp. So tighter stop and a tighter target. But you still have to have a target, and that's what defines it. But on the
Mhm.
trendline break accumulation, I tend to give mine a little more room. I don't treat it like a scalp. I treat it like a reversal, or a
Mhm.
like a not a breakout. I treat it like a reversal. But everybody's different, so you just kind of
Yeah.
have to play with it and see what fits you. Fits you. Oh, Bruce was saying something too just now. I think I know you can't hear him though.
uh,
Yeah, sorry, I have to switch back and forth from
I
YouTube
know.
since you didn't get it all. Sorry, I could barely hear Bruce.
I'm sorry. Let's see, guys. You know what? I've been thinking about this for a while, and I want to make a distinction between the two. So a low volume pullback is actually different, DNT. And here's the reason. Like you mentioned it right in here. You have structure, right? And this because this is a structure here. This is more of a continuation trade, right? So there's a ton in that um, the supply and demand course that you're looking at, like wedges and like continuations or flags and other things, and that's a little different. It's more it's the idea is exactly the same because it is low volume, right? So the idea is the same. I think with the low volume pullback, I'm talking about like these really sharp moves and then just a pretty quick pullback. No selling down here. Buyers come back in and we're looking for a move immediately. So you don't really get a structure. I hope that I'm making it. If I don't want to confuse people between the two, but this is, in my book, this would be different. This would be more continuation pattern. Whereas a low volume pullback is we're already in the trend. We're not pulling back. I mean, we're not seeing any sort of like kind of pause in here. It's like it's moving, it pulls back, and we look for it to continue to move. And like what Shark was showing in there, you know, you see the low volume pullbacks with, like, and maybe like this move here. I would say like maybe here's your low volume pullback in here, right? Maybe here. It's hard to see on this chart, but in this one, maybe this one here, you don't really get much in any of this. Maybe here as well would be kind of more like low volume pullback. Does that make sense to you guys?
Wow.
Is it okay if I go that direction with it? Just trying to make some distinction and clarity here.
Yes, that makes sense, Bruce.
I can kind of see it. Yeah, I don't really I can also see seeing that everywhere as well, right?
It's fine. It's fine. It's a great trade. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, you know, if like a continuation move, you get this move up, and then you might get this, right? And then you get like your flag continuation pattern. So this would be your flagging pattern in here. It's a structure, and it would be on low volume. But the low volume pullback is more like boom, and then maybe it kind of does this, and then it, you know, kind of does this immediately, and then it does, you know, maybe another kind of pullback, and then it does this immediately. So we're in a pretty strong trend, and we're looking for just a pretty quick pullback for trend continuation, not like kind of taking a bigger pause or break before continuation.
So it's a David trade. It's a momentum.
It's kind of a
trade,
David
right?
trade, yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
That's what we're going to call it now.
So you're trading with the momentum and just looking for so you're not really looking for.
We're looking for this
Yeah, I see
sucker
what you're saying.
it's moving,
Same.
and we're looking for like little pockets for like a quick pullback and then continuation. But like, I mean, this is building structure here, right? I mean, you can even see it in the, you know, I don't know if this is, yeah, it's a CVP, so I mean, it's going to have this data in it too, but like it's building like structure in here. Then it's breaking out, and then, you know, you get some nice stuff in here because you got really high liquidity, like we saw better in Duzman's chart here.
Yeah. Also
here, then you're getting your aggressors up here. Great. Okay, we're targeting this up here. But because of the back and forth in here, it turns into something a little different in my book. Yeah, anyway, so these little things are trying to scale in and out on these really strong moves, looking for the low volume pullback in some of those areas.
So it's really like a trendline break accumulation then, just with the small pullback that trading is life usually kind of looks for, right?
Yeah, but there's no reversal. It's already trending, and then it kind of then it, you know, it pulls back, and then it starts trending again.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll make the distinction. Like, my video is kind of wrong, to be honest, on that's in the supply and demand learning center, because like the low volume pullback is, we're already in a pretty strong trend, typically, right? And there's not really structure here. Then else it turns into something different. It's a break of structure, but in continuation, not reversal.
Yeah,
Because now we got more going on here. There's a lot more going on in here now. Whereas the strong move, the strong trend in here is you know, we're just looking for pullbacks in that on very low volume, get back in, like David, basically.
David trade.
It's a David trade.
Horoscope tree.
Cool. Thank you for clarifying, Bruce.
Well, I hope I'm hoping to make things more understandable, or because the concept is still the same though. That's the thing. It is low volume, no question. That's great. And then you see those aggressors coming in, and you get this kind of push, at your back here with liquidity. Awesome, and then I think you're totally spot on at that point. It's almost like you're looking for the trend line break or structure break here, right? So you're waiting for this structure here to break. Once it does, and you see that volume come in, that's when you get in, and you're looking for the move higher.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's just a higher time frame version of it, basically. Anyway.
Okay.
I hope it makes sense to you guys. That's my intent. We're over 2 hours, guys. So let's see. David, let's give you the last word here, and we'll close it out. The first one for 2026.
Well, thank you, Bruce. Been a great session. Thank you, traders, for all the comments, documents, and being part of the Academy. It's a real pleasure to be here. We're all in every day is a school day. Have a great weekend when it comes. I think we got Martin Luther King Day on Monday, so the markets will be shut or partially shut. So yeah, catch you all soon, and keep in touch. Take care. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.